I must confess that I've had a really tough 2 weeks. And I want to talk this morning, more talking than preaching, and I don't know. Sometimes they're the same thing, I guess. 2 weeks ago was probably the toughest week that I've had in recent memory. And it was all work related. I mean, this last week I've just been sicker than a dog wiped out, and still some of the residual effects of 2 weeks ago. But I had 4 of my guys, 5 guys left the program at Teen Challenge, and 4 of them were my guys. And some guys, when they leave, don't get me wrong, some guys, when they leave, you're thinking, I think that, you don't want them to leave, but you realize you have to understand that life goes on. And for a lot of these guys, there's different reasons why you leave, and there's, I guess, righteous reasons to leave. But one of the guys that left, actually 2 of them, 2 of my young guys, I mean, like 20 and 22 years young. And I thought, the one you were wondering if he was going to get it, and if he'd lost enough, and if he was really ready. But the other one, was such a surprise to me. I didn't see it coming, and it was relapse. I mean, the one guy had brought some drugs back from a past and snuck them in the building, and they had used them in the building, and then he ran, and this one was ready to graduate in February, next month. And he's been talking about his family. I get to be with his family, and his sister and his mom and dad, and what Jesus is doing, and what he's restored, and how he's going to serve God with the rest of his life. And it was just like, what? No. And it was a really tough week. It was really tough. And of course, when that happens, everything kind of goes crazy around at work for a while, because then, you got to find all that stuff, and where their hiding spots are, where their stashes are, and you got to see how many other people were involved with it. It just gets really crazy, so it's not fun anyway. But I want you. This morning I just got a message from a friend of mine. Pastor Kimbler, many of you know Pastor Brian. He just sends out I once complained because our old DS, Jim Kramer, most of you met Jim, he used to send out a little, just every Sunday morning, it's an encouraging thing he'd send out. Then he moved on, and the next DS, God bless him, Steve Hoffman is awesome people, but he doesn't do that. So I was lamenting to Brian Kimbler one morning, and that he didn't do that I didn't get that anymore. And Brian's he's kind of like the pastor's pastor in this town. Brian's awesome. And so he started doing one. So he sends out every Sunday morning. He just sends out a thought, a Bible verse or a thought. And it's so awesome sometimes. But this morning, this is what he sent out. And so like I said, this is going to be less of a sermon this morning than it is just a talk. But I want to talk to us about something. And this is what he wrote. Quote unquote, broken and spilled out. I was thinking of all the broken people in the world, and then I thought we are all broken people. Only difference is we have been mended by the blood of Jesus. We hear the statement, hurt people hurt people. True, but mended people mend people. I want to spend my life mending broken people because Jesus mended me. Praise God. And so I started thinking, because I'll be honest with you, I love what I do. I've never had a job quite like my job at Teen Challenge, and I've never been a part of a group of people as a team quite like the group that God's assembled at Teen Challenge. And when you're 40 hours a week working with those people who are so in need of mending, they're so in need of mending. They are absolutely hurting people. Broken, many of them broken, some not broken yet. Broken enough yet, but they will. We just hope, my prayer is that they make it back. My prayer is that they make it back. And I would give you a name to pray for specifically, but I'm on video, I'm not going to do that. But I just want you to be praying for a young man with the initials DP. Just be praying for him. Because I know what's going on. I know what's going on right now is that he has tanked it. He knows he's tanked it, and now he's just crushed under the guilt and the shame of it again. And Satan's going to do everything in his power to not allow him to get up off of his and come back to where he knows he can get help, because he's ashamed. And shame is real. And so this morning, boy, I wasn't going to let it get this heavy either. I wanted to read it. Second Corinthians 4, verses 8 to 10. Actually, we'll read 7 to 10. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. Always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be manifested in our bodies. For we who live are always being given over to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus also may be manifested in our mortal flesh. So death is at work in us, but life in you. This morning I leave us pretty much with a basic fundamental challenge. There is somebody in your circle of influence that needs you. There's somebody in your circle of influence that needs you. They need you to invest in their life. They need you to pour out yourself into their life. They need you to come alongside them and give them a chance at life. They need for you to come alongside of them and tell them, you know what? Who you are is, or who you have been, is not who you are in Christ and is not your future. And it doesn't have to be a drug addict or an alcoholic. But it might be. I'm telling you, all the staff at Teen Challenge have a job, have a function. But I'm telling you that probably the single most important person in the lives of those guys is their mentor. You know what a mentor does?
Listens.
Listens.
Helps pick up their spirit and
Just listens. Takes them fishing. If you're going fishing, stops by, picks them up, takes them fishing. If you're chopping wood, picks them up, brings them out to chop wood. If you're working on a car, picks them up, brings them out to work on a car. I'm just... Mentors make lifelong connections. They'll graduate one, they'll go on, and they'll become another mentor. I'm telling you, Teen Challenge needs mentors, and you don't have to have anything to offer. Just yourself. Some of those guys, I know one guy who, he can't go home. He's my age. He can't go home. Everybody in his family uses. He can never go home. I just want you to run that through your own mind real quick. He can never go home to his family. Maybe at Christmas he'll go home and say hi, but he can never move back and be with his family because everybody uses. He's not a real extrovert. Building a team for him to succeed is going to be a challenge. He needs connections. He has a mentor. But there's other guys like him. Didn't mean this to be a plug for Teen Challenge either. What this is a plug for this morning is I want to be... See, I was a broken vessel. I was broke, man. Most of it was self-inflicted, but it was broken. God took it and He mended it and He fixed it up. And He said, and here's the beautiful thing about the way God works. God's in the redeeming business, not necessarily in the fixing business. Although He does fix things, but He fixes things for a purpose. And what the word redemption means is He takes who I am and uses it for His glory. Meaning we sometimes think that God takes us all cracked and everything and He makes it new. Now I am a new creation, but the new creation is the old vessel patched up with the love and grace of God. And then He takes that vessel and He uses it with the scars and the breaks and the cracks. Amen. Might even be a little bit leaky. Which is good, because when He pours Himself into it, then He leaks out of it onto other people, which is okay. But He takes that, and so for whatever reason, He allowed me, in my free will, to walk the journey I walked. And now He's picked me up, and He's taken me, and He's put me in a place to where I can minister to people in a way that others may not be able to. That's awesome. But there ain't none of us here that's got a vessel with no cracks in it. Guaranteed. Ain't one of us here. And so I read this again. I was thinking of all the broken people in the world, and then I thought we are all broken people. Only difference is we have been mended by the blood of Jesus. We hear that statement, hurt people, true, but mended people mend people. And it's not just about, well, I'm mended now, so I'm going to pray for you, which is fine. Please, pray for people. But mending is an action. You know, you don't just take in the old days, some of the young people in here are going to go, darn your what? But if you were to take a pair of socks that needed to be darned, and now we just go buy new ones. But back in the old days, I mean, what would have happened? They said, oh, these socks need mending. You just throw the socks and, take your darning on and just kind of throw it over there at the socks and then just sit down and pray in the corner that the socks would get fixed. Well, no, the socks don't get fixed until you pick the socks up, you stitch them, you mend them. Well, I don't think there's much difference. I was a pair of dirty socks. Yes! I stunk it up, people. I stunk it up. My mom's going, you have no idea. She's like, that was gym socks. But Jesus mended me. And the call on my life is to mend people, to invest in people, pray for people, invest my time and my energy. And energy is a big one. Like I said 2 weeks ago, probably the worst week I've had in recent memory that I can even remember. Just the emotional drain of that level of disappointment and hatred for the devil. And sick and tired of losing people to that vindictive, deceptive, but we've all been called. The end of that, I want to be someone who mends people. I want to spend my life mending broken people. That should be our desire. That should be our greatest desire because of what Jesus has done for us. Because he came in and he mended and he redeemed and he's transformed. This is what we do. I am so excited that Jake is working out a Teen Challenge. You know, Jake, I'm going to tell a story. I got a guy by the name of Dan. Dan's an older guy. He's 62, whatever. Not that old, but Dan's he's a funny guy. And he's got a grandiose story. Someday I get to tell you a story. Maybe I'll have Dan come and tell the story. But Dan goes into the sanctuary. He sneaks into the sanctuary late at night to pray. And Jake just started. He's overnight staff. And so Dan was talking to me one day, and he says, yeah, he goes, I was in the sanctuary praying, and your son come through. Or actually, this guy comes through. I said, what's my son? And that's when he says, oh, so the guy that came through is your son? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I think next time I'm going to ask him to pray for me. And I said, oh, you do that. I said, you do that. So sure enough, the next night, Jake worked, and Dan comes into my office the next day, and he says, I was in the sanctuary last night, and your son came through, and I said, hey, come here. He sat down and started talking to him, and he said, after a while, he said, hey, would you pray for me? And
Amen.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I want so much for my boys to see. Justin filled out his application Friday. He's probably going to be starting hopefully in the next week, day staff. That'll be a little bit different for him. A little bit more crazy during the day than at nights. But I want these boys to see That's more than a job. It's more than drawing a paycheck. It's not about that. I would work and do what I do at Teen Challenge as a recovery chaplain. It's a rock star job. It's the greatest job that's out there, and there's a lot of good jobs there. But I get to meet with those guys and just listen. I get to be friends. I get to create friendships and relationships. I got a rock star job. I actually get to get paid for it, which is just beyond me. But I would do that job. I would do that job. I would pay to do that job. It is the most fulfilling job because it's hands-on with people that need it and they're sucking it. They will suck you dry, not because they're bad, but because they need. And so I just say that. Be praying for your staff at Teen Challenge too. That God would continue to just fill us up. Just keep us full so that we have more to give. Because it drains. And the success stories are energizing. And when I see God move, it energizes. All that's awesome. But when somebody slips up, and you can't just fix it, you just keep on plugging away. Why? Because you're just not broken enough yet. But they will be. They will be. Lord Jesus, just protect them and get them back. Because they will be. And I'll be there. And the rest of the guys will be there. And girls, ladies, will be there. Will you be there? Not there. Where is your there? Where's your there? Who's that person that you're going to pour yourself into? Because mended people mend people. And if you're hurt, if you're hurting, if you're the one that's like, well, who's going to mend me? Let me tell you what, the very best way to mend is to mend. Mended people mend people that mend people that mend people. Yes. And I mean exactly the way I said it, I think. Amen. Yeah.
Preach it.
It will come full circle to you. I guarantee it. It will come full circle to you. Because that's the way He designed it.
I'm a witness.
You're a witness. I hear you. This morning, man, more of a challenge than a sermon. I know Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper. He's got good plans for you. He's got good plans for people. But broken people, it's true. Hurting people hurt people. Hurting people hurt people. If you're going to be in the mending business, don't take it personally. You're going to get hurt. But what did Paul say? Came everything, is anything to all people, so that maybe he gets some. It's my challenge. It's just a challenge this morning, like I said.
Pastor Ron,
Yes, ma'am.
I just pray that God keep you mended so that you can continue to mend all of those around you. You are needed so desperately.
I would covet your prayers. If you think to say a prayer for me,
Amen.
please, I'll take all I can get. I can guarantee you that. Just to stay full. I want to stay. I came to the conclusion the other day. I was just talking with some of the other guys. Steve Harrison, who's the other recovery chaplain, and then another guy who does aftercare, and I was sitting there and understand that a lot of these guys have there's psychological stuff going on as well as, you know, the inner stuff. Just the chaplaincy, the spiritual stuff. And those lines, I mean, we have licensed counselors on staff and on board. But as you're sitting there as a recovery chaplain and you just hear these stories, and I'm just like, Lord, what are you thinking? I went to the school of hard knocks. Yeah, I got a great degree from there. But I haven't got... I went over to Jamestown. I took like 24 little modules, little class things, and they stuck me with a certificate that said, ordained elder in the Church of the Nazarene. Impracticality here. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Because these guys actually listen. I mean, these guys are walking in and saying, what should I do? And I'm saying, you should do, and then we'll do it. Which is foreign to me. My own kids don't even do that. Most of the time. And so I'm sitting there every morning, I just think, and I pray usually from home on into work. I just pray, Lord, you better show up again today, because I'm going to be sitting down talking to guys that need to hear from you, not me. And so, to that degree, if you would pray for me every day, 3-4 times a day, whenever I pop into your head, just that God, and not just me, everybody out there, it's life transformation at stake. You understand that some of those guys will walk out the door of that building not ready to go out the doors of that building, and it will be their last trip into any facility. Because that's the nature of drugs, and that's the nature of the enemy, who is walking around like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour, destroy. That's just one instance, Teen Challenge, my friends. That wasn't the point of this. That's just my experience. I don't know who's in your circle of influence. I don't know what they're hurting from. It may be loss of someone they loved. It may be of something that happened to them 40 years ago that they've never been able to quite get a hold of and get a grasp on and get over and get behind them. It might be just bad luck. It might be the loss of a job, the loss of health. I don't know what they're struggling with. Mended people mend people. Understand that God is not interested in just saving you so that you can be saved. But saving you, if we want to really break down what salvation even is, which is following God, which is a disciple of Christ, which a disciple does what they do, what the master does, then Christ redeemed me for the sole purpose of me going out and redeeming someone else. Well, he provides the redeeming, but I provide the work. He redeems through me. If it weren't so, then we would just come to this place in our life where we got it, we came to faith in Christ, and he could just, got Ron, stick him in heaven, but he doesn't. He takes Ron and he puts him in the pulpit at the Church of the Nazarene in Merrifield. And he takes Ron and he picks him up and he dumps him at Teen Challenge. And he takes Ron and he picks him up and he just puts him in different places. Well, he's done the same for you. So we have to ask ourselves, Lord, why am I here? Even where I'm going to work, what am I doing here, working here? I mean, you placed me here. Is there someone here that I can invest my life into? If the answer is no, I suggest you find another job. Because that ought to be the point. That ought to be the point to why we're even here. Is to redeem the lives of other people. Why? Because he redeemed mine. so redeemable. He did. Jesus, we just thank you today. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for redeeming us. The reality is, Jesus, I am never going to be called to the ends that you were called for my redemption, to redeem someone else. I'm likely never going to hang on a cross, whipped beyond recognition, mocked, scourged. I'm probably never going to have to do that. Maybe. I doubt it. Probably have to give up some comfort. Probably have to give up definitely my time, some resources. Probably going to have to suffer from a broken heart a few times. Suffer extreme disappointment. But I don't care. Because I want to go through life. I want to be a person who mends people. Because you, oh God, in your great love for me, mended me. I was broken. I'd done stupid stuff. I'd gotten into trouble. I was absolutely where I knew I wasn't supposed to be. And yet you still. And I will go to my grave, Lord Jesus, mending other people with your help and with your strength. And I pray, Lord, today that this would be the prayer for all of us in here. No matter how young or how old, we all can invest in the life of someone. Show us those people, Lord Jesus. Yeah, some people in here can be more proactive. There's people in here that can be mentors. There's people in here that can be tutors. There's people in here that can do different things. But help us all, Lord Jesus, to just see that this isn't about us. This is about the kingdom and what we're doing for the kingdom. Because I believe time is short. And I don't believe that any time spent mending other people or investing in the lives of other people is wasted. Not 1 second is wasted. And I can say about my own time, there's plenty of time that I waste. But it ain't when I'm doing that. And so Lord, help us to see people in our own lives. Because I know people probably sitting in here going, oh, what? Who could it be? Who could it be? Help us to see them, because I know we already know them. And Lord, help us to be faithful, to step up and do what we know you want us to do. And help these people, Lord God, to feel the reward of it. To feel that feeling inside that is second to none when a light goes off in their head and they get it. When someone comes to the pulpit or the altar and gives their heart to Jesus. Woo-hoo! That's what I'm talking about. Lord God, may it be commonplace in this church. May it be commonplace in this church, because we are faithful to reach into the lives of people and invest everything that we are and everything that we have. Because that alone is important. But Jesus, I just pray as we go from this place today, we're going to take it off real quick, Lord. We just pray your blessing on it. Jesus, would you just bless the gift? Would you bless the giver? As Pastor Barb shared this morning, would you help us to challenge ourselves to test you in this? I pray, Lord God, that as one of the outpourings of your blessing for us giving to this church would be that this church would take and use that money to build the kingdom, and that we would see more people giving their heart to Jesus. But as we go into our week, Lord, I just pray you give us some thought on this. How can we literally be menders of broken people? Help us to give pause to that and think and then do. Jesus, it is in your name that we pray. Amen. I get a couple of guys.